North Carolina. It's live second round coverage of the Wells Fargo Championship. Early morning overcast giving way to Carolina blue skies.
Will sting now. Rickey Fowler from a good spot in the fairway.
201's got a 5-iron in his hand. Front left hole location. David Wynn kind of quartering from the right, just a touch.
Or left.
Well, as Nick,
Oh my goodness,
farther
guys.
left.
Hey, Rich, they need to borrow that hard hat you've got on.
Yeah,
Maybe I should just start getting up there and saying, everybody move left, 4.
yeah. Duck and cover. That magnetic is north and south. I mean, they're going west.
And it doesn't matter which direction the hole's going. It's just left today.
Yes,
Left.
just left.
Everybody's left. What gives?
Well, these are the best players in the world. And the 7th hole, oh boy, pine straw. Large piece of furniture between him and the flagstick, it looks like.
Yeah, cannot play directly. The hole's got to go left of it. He took it, he just went with what he had. If he got too aggressive, the water behind it could have really come into play.
It's seldom you would see all 3 players, butchering the same hole, Nick.
They're entitled to a mad half hour.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
All right, back at 7, Rickey Fowler. Boy, just a little pop there. That was a very good shot, Rich.
Out of that sticky line, sure was. It was not sitting the best either, David.
Okay, so some form of redemption there. So they're closing in on it. They have the hole surrounded.
Well, it's kind of nice to see every shot they've hit, the ball has actually gotten closer to the hole. So that's
a good thing.
positive, isn't it?
Yes. Now, Rory has the flag out. It looks like it's going to stay out.
Whenever he wants to, we can turn it on.
Yeah, that's the
He's a lovely guy. The Latin muttering champion. Rickey Fowler pops that one in for a par 5, which will be disappointing for these guys. No, 18. Sorry, the 8th tee.
And this is a hole where players have choices. 350 yards. They've been less aggressive today. There's a nasty little hole location tucked back right. So if you're out of position off the tee, you're going to have a very difficult pitch. Look at this, way over there, easy to run off the back. Yesterday it was more accessible, a lot more players trying to drive the green and try and hit it close.
You were seriously on that rant earlier today.
Down there for a par. Lovely drive from Fowler.
Rickey's got 58 yards and really just a clean look right up the gut of the hole at it. The only thing he's got to worry about is tugging it just a little bit left because it will kick left on him if it doesn't catch the right plateau.
And I think maybe he was a little wary about going over the back of the green. Not as close as he would have expected. I think you can tell by the slow walk. Put it in the fairway, short iron attack. But if you miss a shot, you're in trouble.
Especially with driver in your hand. I mean, you've got to play. If you're going to hit a driver here, you have to place the golf ball in the fairway. Just because, if not, you're not going to be able to control your golf ball at all out of this rough.
That's right, and very little room to the right of the cup and beyond it. So if you hit, as you say, hitting from the fairway is important. The screen has been tweaked a little bit. It still has 4 or 5 distinctive plateau areas. And maybe players' decision on the tee varies depending on where the hole is cut. Also, I think they might put the tees up a little forwards and just tempt the players to give it a go. Uphill putt for birdie for Rickey. A fraction firmer. Would have been the birdie that he was expecting. I wonder when the last time was Rickey had 8 consecutive pars, including 2 par 5s.
Used to, you'd look good in a cap like that.
Yeah, it's just me, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's your look.
I'll look into that after the round.
It's 2 under now after the opening 2 rounds. He was so excited, too, about getting off to a good start, which he hasn't normally done here at Quail Hollow. Played great, 7 top 10s for Phil, but has yet to break through. And is now 7 shots off the lead.
In the middle of the fairway.
Fowler trying to match it now. Swing changer 2 going on with him this year, Nick.
Yeah, you can see rehearsing. He's trying to get it more inside, more rotation in the arms, different body turn. That's still pretty impressive, but he doesn't like it.
So the TaylorMade Tech Center, 118 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, he tickled it.
See what he carried it, 295.
Yeah, just feeling a little inadequate compared to Rory's rip there. My goodness.
What do you have? 8 drives over 300 yards yesterday, Rory did. LPGA in Texas as well this week. Out to the 9th, the 2nd for Fowler.
176 is going with 7 iron. This ball's drifting well to the right.
Is he looking at the divot after that, or staring straight down, Nick?
Well, yeah, mishit it. I mean, that's a proper mishit for these guys. Left to right breeze and come up 15 yards short, so a mystery. Yeah, they question the breeze just spun on them.
He looks about 8 years younger with the hair gone and the hat on and the ears tucked in. And some wind here back
To 9.
and Fowler to save. Missed the cut last week in New Orleans to watch Jazz Fest. And on to the Queen City here in North Carolina. Just a few months.
Now, pound for pound, Rickey Fowler might be the hardest hitter out here.
This hole sets up well for him, and he was hitting some really nice draws on the practice tee earlier. This one going right down the left-hand side.
Ooh, that's beautiful. There's little Rickey. Yes.
Oh, Cordoba, Argentina, lost by a shot, barely lost there.
Back at 10, and that was a dubious contact. It was kind of a whumph.
The largest gallery on the golf course watching this group. Always a unique atmosphere playing with Rory and Rickey, as we learned in this week's FedEx Cup face-off.
Well, as long as it was on purpose. This was earlier.
Impossible lie right there for Rickey.
Boy, he played it pretty well. That trundles out a good 10 feet. And again, the par 5s proving to be, well, not as productive as they should be for this group.
Yeah, with their length out here, David, you'd think that they would just add They just need to kind of just take a deep breath and just say, listen, let's just put in the fairway, put on some greens, and just trust our games and knock a few in. Because right now they're going for broke in every shot, it looks like.
So glad we don't have TV timeouts in this sport. Slow enough. Well, this for 5. Confidently struck. Beautiful putt. +2, just right on the hairy edge of the cut.
Cut on the front left. Now Rickey also not using the driver. Maybe a little easier to turn the ball right to left with the 3 metal.
Beautifully done there, going down just on the left-hand side.
Back at number 11.
Rickey Fowler with 159 to go. He's got 7 iron. Wind's freshening ever so slightly back in their face. He's got to probably knock this down just a little bit.
Looked as if it was a 3/4 swing, not so much hand action and try and control the trajectory. Did it very well indeed. Punched it low, but still got some spin. Good chance for birdie. Yeah, he'd be happy with that one. He can't tell down the hill a little bit. Can't tell just exactly how close it is. It was just a horrible lie. Had to play it back in the stance, chop down on it, tries to lessen the amount of turf between the ball and the club face.
Is easier than it was yesterday, but the scoring doesn't seem as good.
No, David, you're right. I guess conditions were pretty tough yesterday. The breeze was gusting 20 plus miles an hour, and there's just a puff of breeze right now. It's ideal, but it's firming up, and for some reason these guys, this is their strategy. They love to go with driver and trying to cut the corners, and if it doesn't come off on a tough golf course, then they're really putting themselves behind the 8 ball. They're not giving themselves any options. If you play really well, you can make a score. If you play badly, it's really tough to scramble.
The impetuosity of youth.
All part of the learning experience. Now Rickey, just under 14 feet for the birdie. Be 11 consecutive pars today. Yesterday he started on the 10th, parred every single hole on the back 9, then parred number 1, so that was a run of 10 consecutive pars. He needs some birdies. He's got some chances coming up, especially at 14 and 15. Drivable par 4 on the reachable par 5. We'll go to the other side.
And 17, I believe, with a 3-iron. U.S. Open last year. Fowler. No.
A little too much zip at the bottom, wasn't there? You could see the right hand and the club head. Always gonna. Squirrel.
That's how you hit the fairway.
A lovely squirrel.
Doesn't matter how. You can make the change right away, but then it becomes urgent. Having to make the change. It's 12, Fowler's second.
Rickey from 157 yards got a fantastic break off the base of the tree. Good looking shot here.
And won't quite hold. So the cut line right.
Ball sponsor when I go and play that golf course.
Yeah, exactly. Might need a few. Out at 12 from the edge, Fowler for birdie. Right on the cut line.
Oh, good try. Look at it. You've got to make a decent stroke of them. You can't just trundle. Just see all the trouble. Very difficult to focus on the 6th.
Oh, Rickey Fowler. His effort for birdie. Oh, well, that's better. That's his first birdie of the day. Back to 1 over par.
We're back at 14. Rickey Fowler. His head was up pretty early there. Get the speed. No. Not happy at all with that one. Just a fraction firmer. Would have been easy birdie. And he's coming. He does have the par. Number 15 hit the second shot he did when he won here. Fantastic iron shot. And check the leaderboard. We've had Flores and Rose at the top of the leaderboard for a long, long time. It's been a beautiful day here in Charlotte.
Oh, the 15th hole, the par 5.
Remember the prediction from No, I'm on this man. This is Fowler ready, but in the same group with McIlroy looking for an eagle.
Rickey's got 259 going with a 3-wood. Just a fantastic look. Just needs to get it up and throw it up in the air. Hit a good shot.
He needs to get it up because that green's firming up. Jonathan Bird landed it on and just went clattering through. See if he gets a different bounce. No, very similar. It's going to be in Jonathan Bird's divot. Just short. What's Rory got? Nothing.
He's got 2.
There's a nice view of the 16th, the new 16th. The round hospitality area there is. It's the Green Mile Club, and which is what the final stretch is called here at Quail Hollow. And just in front of the Green Mile Club is where the green used to be. It's now the 17th tee, which is higher than it used to be. The 17th can play close to 250 yards. As you can see, 16, 17 in the Green Mile Club. And no one has to die. What a place. What a sparkling afternoon here. It's just been a glorious day.
And it's going to work very well for that PGA Championship, isn't it? Look at that finish.
Right into that rough.
I
Oh, it's
prefer
going to
not
be
to imagine that, if it's all right with you.
carnage.
Much different approach here for Rickey at 15.
I was actually thinking that the fringe right there is going to slow the golf ball down for him.
Oh,
Not slow enough. Pretty much where Bird was
yeah. I mean,
playing the flop.
it's been a long, slow afternoon. These group.
Fowler, you're at 15.
Yeah, a +1 would like to make this as a give me a cushion. Go on. Nope. So he puts you in the sweat box now. Got the advantage book says 380 down that left side to the. Oh my goodness.
Let's see what the tech center. 119 miles an hour. That's very quick as well. Ball speed 176, and that's. Well, on the side there, it's a nice angle, but you don't really want the ball above your feet here. Let's put it a half a chance, but if you're anywhere near flag high, good luck. Now, Rickey Fowler with the ball well above his feet here. We know what can happen there, Rich.
Coming out of the rough as well. Had a good strike on it going 7-iron. Drifting a little bit left though.
Well, now it's not going to go into the water. It'll get held up, and that's not the worst place to miss. Plenty of green to work with. Now where is this week? The 16th hole, 17th and 18th have been third, second, and first most difficult.
Earlier, Rickey Fowler. That was the ball you saw on the green. This is how he got there.
Oh, now these boys are under pressure, aren't they? One over. Got to hold that to dry. A little bit of traffic on them. Late. Well, here we are. Late Friday afternoon.
Large gallery, great perspective there on the hill, on the bank. Watching the play here, David, at 16.
Yeah, it really is.
Back at 16.
Rickey Fowler. This for par. Nicely done.
That's big, David.
Yes.
To get in and make the cut. No more mistakes allowed.
Yeah, 72 at +1 or better.
It's been takes the players a long time. If somebody goes in the water, they have to go down a little left of the forward tee, and then they have a long walk around the lake to catch up with the players who've managed to stay dry. So things can be a little slow on 17, a long par 4.
Rick a double at the last.
This was earlier at 17. Rickey using a 4-iron, 224. Hold the back portion of the green. Land in the middle of the green, and it's going to keep on going. It'll reach the back, no problem. Slow down ball. It's always enough rough to stop it going in the hazard, but a delicate little chip.
Dicks.
How about the touch we just saw from those two guys and those?
Yeah, that was good.
So Rory McIlroy tapped in for par, which is big, right on the cut line. He's got one to play.
Yeah, he's tied for 60th. Now flag stick out for Rickey. So he's going to be in the same situation. Taps that in. Also tied for 60th. And they need to be ready for the beautiful 18th.
Here's the setting at 18, and McIlroy and Fowler needing a par, you would think, to make the cut. 73 players at +1 or better, and Jonas Blick's needing a birdie. He's at 2 over right now. Back to Keimer for one moment, though, a thought. It's amazing how one event, namely the Masters there, can make you change your game or your swing, your desire to win that.
Well, yeah, and you're basically saying to yourself, I don't have the game to compete there, and
Right.
you obviously want to have that ability to compete there, and you go off for searching. And the hardest thing is if you can change your game without undoing what you already do well. That's the hardest thing. And a lot of guys will say, well, I draw the ball, but I want to get a fade in, and they work so hard on it, it damages their draw. Many have done that, and I'm not being critical. I'm trying to just explain that how the players, you go down a route because you believe in it. As he's saying, it's all about belief, and it's all about determination as well, because I know when I went through my swing change, that was probably I was fortunate. That was the number one thing I had. I guess I was given that because I just I would practice like crazy, go out and play and get my head kicked in, come back and practice again. They went on for years, not weeks, not months, years. That's the tough thing.
Birdie putt on the way for Fowler, who is yet to make a bogey today.
How about that? There's your tester. There's your Friday afternoon putt to make the cut.
It comes down to this.
Yeah, it comes down to that. You've been here all week, you battled hard, and you've just got to make that.
I had a lot of those in my career, Nick. I can tell you they're no fun.
No, I had them as well. I mean, that moment. And the thing is, also now on tour, you don't have to play badly to miss the cut. You've got 70 guys playing really well, and that pressure coming down those last half a dozen holes, knowing you're right on the line, and as I said, the determination to make it. Very easy just to throw in a couple of quick bogeys and it's all over and done with. But these guys, we all want to stick around for the weekend. You all want to scrape the cut. If you're on the line, you want to make it. Roy did.
He's in a tie for 8th this year. There you have it. 74 players at +1 or better. And this is not a distance or a putt that you would want to stick around. They have to make this stick around.
You got no choice about that now. It's trusting of that read. And these guys use the Sharpie line, put a line on the ball. He lined that up right, double check, it's right on the spot. Now you got to do is just make the golf ball roll.
Yep, no problem. Now.
Yeah.
Well done.
Just helps the game plan. Look at that for a day. Mr. Consistent, where we've seen scorecards that look more like